At Portland City Hall today, a wall under construction to protect the locked building shows just how unusual these times are, which is why it's not surprising the City Commission met virtually to talk about next year's budget. And yes, there is public input, and yes, it's mostly, if not all, against the police budget.
It's simple. Defund the Portland Police Bureau.
Commissioner Joanne Hardesty said this day was 30 years in the making and the result of recent protests.
I want to be clear, it's just not about the police budget. It's about how we recruit police officers. It's about how we train police officers. It's about how we use police officers. And I am committed, as I've been for the last 30 years, to making sure that we look at this system-wide and make the necessary changes so that the community can feel comfortable that they are being heard.
Before we get into that, here's a quick primer on the city budget. It's expected to be $5.6 billion. City graphics show only a fraction of that, roughly 13%, involves the general fund, which the mayor and commissioners can influence directly, like the police budget. Most of that money comes from property taxes, business licenses, and utility fees. It's spent on public safety, that's police and fire, along with parks and community development. COVID-19 punched some holes in the budget, but today the focus was on defunding Portland police. Community activists say they want $50 million taken from police and reinvested in the community.
Police have a monopoly over the use of violence, but they should not have a monopoly on our imaginations.
The OCA has joined with numerous other organizations in a coalition effort to insist that funds derived from the Portland cannabis tax appropriately go to social programs and services that aid Black, Latinx, and Native American people in our communities.
Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler was not part of the meeting today. His mother died yesterday. He's expected to take part tomorrow when testimony will continue and the final budget will be voted on. In Southwest Portland, Pat Doris, KGW News.